Hi, Reverend Paula Zapkar here from Spiritual Soul Center. You know, it's easy in the world today to become anxious about things. There's a lot of things going on that really maybe we think that anxiety is warranted. But there are other ways of being anxious where it's, in my words, irrational anxiety. The stories that we make up about what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. For me, you know, I learned a lot about anxiety as I recovered from my knee surgery, but I also realized that when I make up stories and get caught in that loop in my head, that I create anxiety in myself about things that are really irrational. Renee and I took our baby camper out for its first trip, and I woke up one morning, early in the morning, before the sun was rising, thinking, this thing is going to roll backwards into those woods. Like, where did that thought come from? And then I started to get anxious about it because I thought, oh my gosh, we didn't chalk the wheels, we didn't level it out enough, it's tilted back this way, we're going to roll into the swamp. And the great thing about it, actually, is that I recognized it as an irrational thing. I had asked her the night before to check the stability of the camper, and I realized, so I caught myself consciously. I caught myself in that loop of anxiety, and I convinced myself, instead of it was going to roll into the woods, that it was really going to be okay. Everything was fine. I think it's my desire not to ever have anything go wrong. You know, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with my decision? And so that makes me anxious. Like, I didn't do enough. And that was the source of that irrational anxiety in that case. This week I was talking to one of my coaching clients about anxiety and the anxiety that she suffers. And we came up with kind of a roadmap for what happens when we start spinning these stories in this irrational anxiety that builds up in us. The first one is to be gentle with yourself. To be gentle with yourself, to not judge yourself for getting there, but to simply be aware and then go from there. The second one is to practice gratitude, because as we, in our discussion with my coaching client, realizes gratitude and anxiety can't exist at the same time in us. You know, so simply be grateful for something. For instance, in the camping trip, to be grateful that I was sleeping on a nice foam mattress, and that I did ask Renee to check, and she did check, and everything was fine. And to be grateful for whatever's happening, the simplest thing in my life right at the moment. And the third thing that we decided is a good antidote to anxiety is to remember to laugh at yourself. Like, really, Paula, that's really what you were worried about. That's really what it was about. And to be gentle, to practice gratitude, and then to be lighthearted. You know, to be willing to laugh at ourselves for wanting everything always, in my case, to be smooth and never for there to be a bump in the road. Not possible. All of this reminded me of this poem from Mary Oliver that you'll recognize maybe, and that I'll close with today. The name of the poem is I Worried. I worried a lot. Will the garden grow? Will the rivers flow in the right direction? Will the earth turn as it was taught? And if not, how shall I correct it? Was I right? Was I wrong? Will I be forgiven? Can I do better? Will I ever be able to sing? Even the sparrows can do it, and I am, well, hopeless. Is my eyesight fading, or am I just imagining it? Am I going to get rheumatism, lockjaw, dementia? Finally, I saw that worrying had come to nothing. And I gave it up. And I took my old body and went out into the morning and sang. Until next time.